The simplest way to put it, I have problems.
Yo, I don't even think we got to do the crazy thing today where we're in it. Everybody knows who we are.
Yeah. This is Pain Management.
Yeah.
I'm Jimmy Moynihan.
And I'm Roderick McDaniel. How you guys doing today? Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
The guests today were each other's guests.
We're the guests. We had a whole bunch of stuff going on in our lives. We figured we'd do a little update. And I know you had an
last
exciting
week was
thing.
crazy for both of us.
So right after we filmed this episode last week, me and Roderick went down to the mothership. Roderick signed up for the mic, crushed the mic,
had a good
and got passed. So he's a regular at the mothership. Which I was so excited.
Yeah, I know, dude.
I mean,
at 2:00 in the morning when you sent me that message, it was all capitalized. Passed. I was like, my boy.
I was so happy.
Yes.
There's nothing like my friends winning, you know?
I love that. I'm saying, man, I love seeing my boys win. And then you had the same.
Yeah, so I signed up for Kill Tony, and I got on Kill Tony, and I had a really good set. You know, I had a good set and a really intense interview.
20 minutes.
About maybe 15, 20 minutes. And
it's closer to 20 than it is 15, I think.
Was it?
I think you're closer to the 20 mark.
Holy shit.
They've never done a 20-minute interview.
It was long, yeah. But I went into like my, of course I started talking about my mental health. But I think they asked because I think Tony asked like, what got you sober? Because I started talking about sobriety. And then I just went into, I was like, it's really dark, the story. And he's like, it's cool. We'll make it funny. So I told it, and it was really intense, and but it felt good, you know. It felt good to just get it out there. And then I got a lot of love afterwards from everyone. And
I can't wait for people to see it because they're going to see my favorite story from the whole thing is everybody's like, you should have seen Tony and Red Band. They were on the edge of their seat, like waiting on hanging on every word Jimmy would say. And I was like, oh, that's when you know it's a good interview. Yeah. When there are no jokes being made.
Yeah.
You're just the star being very open, very vulnerable, which is such a rare thing in this business to do.
Right.
Nobody does that, bro.
Yeah, especially in Kill Tony, which is a comedy show. And I'm talking about the
whole nation now knows, the biggest live podcast in America now knows Jimmy, or will get to know Jimmy and his mental health struggle, his slide. And that's very vulnerable, brother.
Yeah, super vulnerable. Like people, usually after you go on Kill Tony, people are like, how... that was awesome, but everyone was like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah,
because that was like heavy.
Yeah,
and I talked about like a lot of. It's kind of like Howard Stern when you get on that show. It's like you just start opening up, and and that's how I want to be. I've only really opened up publicly on stage because I feel like it's serving something. Yeah.
Yes.
But
that's weird. You and I are very open with each other off camera.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
We have you're one of my closest dearest, and there's a circle of friends that I call the inner, and Jimmy, Neil Rubenstein, and Cody Myers. You know, my buddy Cody Kenning. There's my inner. There's a very tight circle of buddies that like, hey, I'm gonna be brutally honest about something that's going on. Yeah, and I know it's not gonna be thrown back at me or used to hurt me, and I do it with Justin. Justin is one of the guys that I go to. Justin is I call him my New Jersey therapist, because if I say something and it's so out of pocket, Justin will go, "What the fuck?" And I'll be like, I needed that. What the fuck? Thank you. I was being an idiot. Thank you. I need you to tell me when I'm saying dumb shit and hold my feet to the ground. Keep me humble. Yeah.
I love that about Justin. Yeah, you could just see it on his face sometimes.
Yeah, he's my New Jersey therapist. That's why I love that guy. He's like, hey, that's bullshit. All right, thanks, Fat Tony. I don't know. Justin just says shit to me, and it makes me just realize you were in your own mind, and Justin just broke you out. Thank you.
Yeah. You need friends like that.
Oh, you do, man, and especially, in this business, man. I will say this. I felt so much love that night after it happened, But the Tuesday when I made the post and I announced it, just the outpouring of love and support, and then realizing, wow, I've been at this shit for 23 years.
Wow.
And that felt like each year I get a different thing that feels like a victory lap. First time I got to go to Skankfest, man, it felt like a victory lap. And then making friends with all those people and meeting Big J, meeting Ian Fidance, and them just being so down to earth and welcoming and kind to me. And then last year, the Best of Austin showcase and the Yo Kratom stage, and meeting Rachel Feinstein, who I would kill people for that woman. She's one of my favorite people in comedy. And then for her to be so kind with me and took a bunch of pictures with me. And I was just like, it felt like a victory lap. But that Monday night, and Adam Egan coming up to me and saying, call in your avails now. And then him talking to me like, where's the last time I saw you? How things been going? And I'm talking about the road, and us being out on the road 47 weeks. It was so freaking just, I will say this, and Adam can back me up. He was like, write this number down. And my mind is blown at the point he's saying this. And I feel my brain shutting down. And I go, hey, this is going to sound weird, but can I just take a screenshot of your screen? Because my brain is shutting down and I can't type. And he laughed, and I was like, click. And I was like, oh, you're starting to realize what just happened to you now. And my brain, you guys don't know this. Y'all see me. My brain will melt in certain situations. If I meet Dave Chappelle, I'm going to be an 8-year-old girl meeting One Direction for the first time. I am going to lose my shit and just be like, Dave, please give me 2 minutes to just be a fanboy and gush, and then never tell anybody I did this. Please let me get it out my system. But yeah, it felt amazing, man. And it was a lot of support, man. But it was also I didn't realize how big it was. Like I think in my head I realized it, but you and I've had this talk where I said fame doesn't feel, like success doesn't look like what you think success will look like.
Right.
And success, for the longest time, I think I had a mind like, oh, well, one day I'll be touring and I'll be able to pay all my bills with comedy money. And I've been doing that. But I didn't know it would look like what it looks like at this level. I can go to Walmart. Nobody knows who the hell I am. I can still go into restaurants. Nobody bothers me.
Right.
I'm not famous.
Right.
I'm just successful.
Well, if you go to Outback, everyone knows who you are.
Everybody knows me at the Outback Steakhouse. Jimmy is going to Outback with me, and they're Mr. McDaniel, your table, and I was like, of course.
we got the royal treatment.
They see me a lot. Okay, yeah. I like steaks and potatoes. Okay, and
so good.
They did hook us up.
But it's you feel some redemption. You feel there's so many losses. There's so many things that you think you're going to get and you don't, things that you lose, opportunities that you wish. But so like you really have to celebrate moments like that. And obviously you earned it and you put in the work, and it's not a coincidence that good things are happening to you.
That was one of the things I went to lunch with. We went to eat Peruvian at a Peruvian restaurant up in Round Rock the other day, and Neil said something to me. And I guess I tried to diminish myself, which I'm notorious for doing that. And I was like, one of my friends said, man, you had an easier route to getting through at Mothership than most people. And I was like, huh? And I didn't know how to process it. And Neil got pissed.
Yeah, what the fuck was he
Neil was like, bullshit. You didn't have an easier route. You did it for 23 years. You played gigs on the road. Went where people wouldn't go. You did shows in rooms where the Trump 2020 flag was your backdrop. I was like, you're right. I did grind it out. Yeah. 4 self-produced albums, and you did your special. And I was like, Neil, thank you. Neil had a jersey. He was so pissed. Like, nobody gets to diminish you, and you will not diminish yourself at this table. And I was like, yeah. Yeah. And I find Mike do that for you sometimes. There are times you'll say something like, no, you fuck. I actually had a conversation about you Friday with friends of ours that have been on this show, that have sat in these sofas, and we've interviewed them. And we were talking about you. And one of the things that got me, and I'll say his name, Neil Rogashevsky said this about you. He said, we never, Huh?
Nat, yeah.
Nat. Yeah, I'm sorry. God, why did I say Neil? I'm thinking about Neil Rubenstein and Nat. Nat said, we never mentioned Jimmy's names with the killers in our scene, but you've never seen him not kill. And I say, yeah, he crushes every time he goes up. Consistently, you have more crushes than you have bad sets.
Oh, wow.
And we were thinking about that and said, yeah, nobody is, oh, that's a certified killer. And I was like, yeah, I've watched him go in rooms where he followed me and murdered. Okay? And I'm thinking, oh, I just brought my A game. And Jimmy's like, watch this, peon. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I got a chip on my shoulder and I'm fucking just on it. I'm just like, right now it's just, I am so hyper focused and when I'm on stage, I'm so in the moment and,
Yes.
I've never been I've never been on this kind of streak right now. It's like, I just go up, confident. And like before I went and killed Tony, I wasn't nervous. Like
Yeah.
I was like jumping around. I was joking with the guys backstage, and I knew it was gonna go well. I just didn't have any doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I did. I goofed off with everybody
Yeah.
that was working there. I was talking to those guys, and time I went up, I was so relaxed.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it doesn't matter if I don't get it. I'm just here to have fun and have a good set. And
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to perform, man. It's changed how I perform this year.
I think when you go through some shit, and you do comedy long enough, it's like, okay, this will be if this goes good, great. But if it doesn't, then okay too. It's like so because in the beginning when I did comedy, I thought a bad set was the end of the world.
Yes.
Like if it was like there was this place called Milk District in Orlando, and like it was a big deal for me to start performing there because like all the good comics in Florida perform at this place called Milk District.
Right.
So the first time I went on and I was heckled by this. There was a jerk off massage place right next door to Milk, and there would be parking lots. There's a parking lot just for the jerk off massage place.
Yes.
And people that would go to the show would park in the spots all the time. So he would come in, and I guess he was really mad this time. In the middle, this is my first Milk set. He comes in and he goes, "People to park, you can't park in this lot." And he was screaming in the middle of my set. And, obviously got a big laugh. And then, perfect opportunity. I had like 30 seconds to think of something funny. I couldn't. And then I was thrown off and I just bombed the rest of my set.
Right.
First Milk. And then, I remember driving home and I was like, it wasn't safe for me to be behind the wheel. That is because of how upset I was. So I'm really glad I'm out of that that end of the world if it's a bad set thing, because that was that.
Oh, dude, I get it because I'm one of those guys now. Every time we go to a show, I'm going, oh, even if they don't pick me, I have 3 months already booked to work on the road, so I'm still going to eat.
Yeah,
that's how I feel at everything now. When I go, I'm still going to eat. Even if this audience hates me, I got another show tomorrow night. So I have this attitude. It's like, I'm going to give you the best. I don't care if it's 3 or 300. I'm going to give you an amazing show. But if you don't like it, I'm still going to eat. This is not the end of the world for me.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes I'm thankful all the time. Like I'm just so in a perpetual state of, I'm thankful for this life that I get to lead and do this. My biggest thing now is just trying to figure out, like everybody else, how do we get asses in seats?
Right.
Especially when you're producing your own thing. That's the only thing I'm like, how do we get people to come see it? And I don't have, like Cody and I don't have names that draw yet. We don't
yet.
I have people that I do have fans.
Yeah.
That hardcore fuck with what I do. And when I say they're fans, I mean like they know my birthdays, I know their anniversaries, I know their family. Those are fans.
Right.
When we go to Tyler, there's so many people that buy tickets day one when we're announced that we're coming to Tyler. But
well, you got to think you don't post a lot of videos, and I don't either. I'm just starting to now.
Yeah, I got a clip. I got to drop
because it's basically just people that can't see you live now seeing you, and like, oh shit, this guy, So I think what would be, because I want to see you blow up. Obviously.
Yeah, thank you.
And I think if you just post some clips, even if you pay someone to just give them like some of your best sets, if you haven't filmed or if you don't like film a couple and just have people clip it up, post maybe once or twice a week and just get a little,
I have so much footage that's never been released.
Fucking clip it up.
So much footage that I've never dropped anywhere. And I'm just like, I really need to do something with
clip
this.
it up, especially stuff you don't tell anymore that hits or, like stuff you don't use. Why not? That's
I really should do that.
Yeah, why not,
And I got a buddy that did that for me recently. I paid him to clip something up for me. And it's, dude, it came out so good. And I can't wait to drop it on you guys, man. But that is number one. Everybody keeps telling me, you do not post.
Yeah. And you gotta, I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm just saying
not
that.
Wrong.
If you want butts and seats.
Well, here's the thing. We come to the thing is like, old school Roderick brain, because 23 years ago I started this. 23 years ago, you just had to be funny and then play all the circuits.
Not anymore.
And all the circuits sucked back in the day. They all sucked. They were all, triple runs were not famous because they were amazing. So, but you did them because that was how you got your name out there and to get toward the bigger things. And now it's like the internet has leveled the playing field so you can be a dude in Austin, Texas, minding your business and get lots of follows doing clips. I've had a clip that I did with Christina Mariani that did 29 million views. Wow. I did not capitalize on that. Like people still, I was recognized in an Uber one day 3 times for that clip. Where somebody's, aren't you in a video where you do this? And I was like, oh my God, yeah, that's me.
Use that clip and promote it as a sponsored promotion for the towns and places that you're going to go.
Oh, it's a great idea.
Your tour.
That's what Jolly started doing.
Really?
So Jolly just had a promo of his first or second set on Kill Tony.
Yeah.
And then he just had that. Someone did it for him. And then just changing the location every time.
Wow.
And like even with the Forge, just you could pop in the Forge at Creek and bam. You just reuse it.
I'm going to have to start doing that, man, because I'm telling you right now, this the social media game is marketing yourself is as important as being funny in your jokes and being professional.
Oh, for sure. I mean, look at some of the folks that are blowing up. They're not necessarily the funniest people. They're the ones that are just cranking shit out.
Yeah, and I got a lot of my friends that are killing it right now in marketing. And you know what's so funny, man? We talk to so many of them. These dudes are so hard to get to compliment themselves or talk positively about themselves a lot of times. Yeah. And it's so weird that we are our own marketing teams. Well, it's like, why are we our own marketing
At this
team?
stage, we're everything.
Yeah.
We don't, either our own agent, our own manager, our own marketing team, our own publicist, or everything.
I sit at my desk. Everybody asks, hey, what do you do when you're not doing comedy? I say, I'm literally at my desk for hours on days where I don't have gigs. And I'm in, Discord meetings, or I'm in a Zoom call with somebody for an anime convention in another state that I'm trying to book, or we're going back and forth about stuff that they want me to do. And, I say, hey, I don't want to text anymore. Just set up a Discord call or call me. And I literally run that. And then I have insomnia. So there are times like last night I was up and Destiny Lilane has a show coming up that she's got a stacked lineup. Yeah. Stacked. I'm on it. And I was up at 1 o'clock talking about, oh my God, this is my favorite lineup. And Jessica Misitano was in there going, dude, calm down. And I was like, I can't, I have insomnia. Okay. I'm up working. And so it was like, but the show is so crazy. It's like Drew Nickens, Yola Lou, Candace August from Jessica.
Candace is doing great.
Matt Riviera. Dude, it's like stacked. Yeah. Stacked, free. Yeah. Free show. And I'm like, you're not going to touch this show for less than $30 anywhere else, but you're getting it free if you go to this show Tuesday night at the Nomad Bar. And I was like, that's crazy bananas. And she can fill that room out.
What date is that?
What is today?
24th.
It'll be the 25th. This will air by the time it's...
Today's the 24th.
Yeah, so tomorrow night.
Oh, it's tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
It'll be... This will air after that show. Right. It's a crazy... Yeah, I've been pushing it too, man.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's a great room.
Yeah, I love it, man. But and that's the thing, man. It's just like, this is such a weird business. And that's, you and I talked about something recently last week on the patio while we were hanging out about therapy. And while I was saying, hey, this is why it's important now, because I could not handle the level of success and wins I win. Sometimes, a lot of times with comedians, they were like, oh, they were 2 bits of bad news away from taking themselves off the board.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're 1 piece of good news away from taking yourself off the board. And when Neil said that to me the other day, I was like, oh my God, I didn't. Because I've been at it 23 years and we had to talk about all my friends in this business that I've buried. And they did not die or take themselves out when they were at the, I'm struggling at a mic. No, these dudes that I got to Comedy Central, I'm touring, I'm playing some of the biggest clubs in the country, and I'm going to take this bottle of pills in a hotel room by myself. And I'm like,
yeah.
When I'm thinking, you made it.
Yeah,
you finally made
just
it.
has nothing to do, like it's, there's no, when you're in that place, there's nothing that could happen outside of, success or anything that will get you out of there, which is, scary. Yeah, for sure. And I was talking to my sponsor and he was saying that he's like, listen, I know you enough that when good things happen, you could fall apart a little bit. And then just in general, when good things happen, that's when you're, in danger of having a relapse, and I have 3 weeks now, or 3 weeks, close to 3 weeks. I think it was March 3rd or 4th.
Really?
Yeah. So 3 weeks, I'm going to meetings every day. I started doing the steps again with my sponsor. I have I'm seeing a therapist now every week.
I'm so fucking happy, dude.
Yeah, it was, I really am not taking, I don't want to take my sobriety and my mental health for granted, because I'm like singing again. I'm like singing. This is so like silly, but like I'm singing in the shower. I'm getting out and dancing, singing all the time. And I didn't realize for like months and months, I wasn't like doing those little fun things that, enjoying life by myself. I went from one relationship to another and depended on them to feel good, and now I'm making myself feel good, and it is like it's like amazing, and I don't want to lose this.
No,
I really don't,
dude. I'm telling you, it was, our first meeting. I told you I had a whole suicide journal, bro. I was plotting my death out like a game release.
Yeah,
and it was really what made me go, this is not normal. Go get help.
Yeah,
and dude, when I tell people, I know that sounds so stupid and cheesy, and I don't give a shit. I truly love life right now. I'm on a kick. I'm enjoying this shit, and I'm enjoying people more. And my thing, I just told one of my buddies, man, he was telling me, oh, this sucks. This is shit. And I was like, if that's all you're looking for in people, that's all you're going to find. I don't care how you vote. I don't care about that. I look for the best in people. I look for opportunities to give people to redeem themselves, even when people say they're irredeemable. And that's what I look for, and that's what I find. Problem, I did have to delete somebody recently, and I hadn't done that in years. I have a bad habit of holding on to people too long. And this is one of my friends from comedy. And he's just like on this new kick where he's sucking Trump off every day on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I went to send him something and said, bro, look at these numbers and facts. And he says, I don't believe in any opinion poll I didn't vote on. That does not make it not a fact just because you didn't vote in. And then all of a sudden I was about to start arguing, and I was like, whoa. That's not what we do in therapy. What am I arguing?
Yeah.
He's made his decision who he is. And what made me do it is I looked at his page and I noticed he hasn't booked a show in 9 months.
Yeah, of course not.
Nothing. There's no shows. He's not on anything. He's got 2 gigs coming up in April. There's nothing after those. And I know the producer for the 2 shows in April. And I was just kind of like, I gotta, you know what? I love you enough to let you flounder and flame out. And he was in the comments, like he was 3 comments deep when I came back to it, and I went, block, delete, unfriend. I was just like, it was a total erasure from my life. And I was like, I hate it for you, but I also know in this part in life, man, not everybody that starts the journey with you is going to finish it with you.
No. No, it's gonna change.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. It's like it really is like a journey from like New York to California. You're gonna
Yeah.
gain new friends. Some are gonna die of dysentery,
We are Oregon Trail.
which is great. Yeah, and you just keep going. You just have to keep going.
You do, man. And I can't bring everybody with you.
No, you
man.
can't. You got. I mean, shedding a toxic person from your life it's the most freeing thing ever.
Bro, I did not think it would feel as good as it did.
Yeah.
And it was just like, y'all, it freaked me out how good
God,
it felt. And I was
the chains are off.
yeah, because, it was like a self-imposed, like, I'm holding on to this guy to try to help him and hopefully he's going to wake up and realize what he's doing to himself. And then, I can get him on some shows with. But then I was watching and going, no, this is who he is right now. This is what he wants to do. And I'm out here looking at like, I'm spending hours a day trying to book shows. This dude's spending hours a day on Facebook. Blowing Trump is so great.
Yeah.
I remember a couple of weeks ago, he was talking about, y'all better not take your $5,000 checks if you didn't vote for him. I say, none of us have a $5,000 check, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't none of us got one. Did you get one secretly? I don't know about. And there was no reply to that. And I was like, why, Roderick?
Why are you doing it?
Why are you losing your peace over people?
What are you benefiting from? And it's like I think it's just like, it's your sick brain trying to just not be happy. But like you said
Yes.
before,
Or trying to help.
I did.
Like
I think,
if you're always trying to help
Right.
people. Or,
and I'm notorious
Yeah,
for this.
right.
We've had this talk about, and I've had friends in the business say, you are nice to people that you probably don't need to be nice to.
Mhm.
And I'll throw a name. Leonardo Johnny is one of my nearest and dearest. I love Leonardo, and we were friends for a lot of years. And then I watched her go absolute batshit crazy on the internet.
yeah.
And even then, I had a clip recently about her, and I sent it to her, and she liked it, and we talked.
She liked it?
Yeah, she liked
Oh,
it.
shit.
We talked for 7 hours that night about it and about life. And then I just kind of at the end was like, this is the path she's chose. Would I have chose it for her? No. But she's having a lot of success with it right now. She's
she really?
building a fan base.
She's saying just I
She
know
says
you're your friend.
horrible shit.
I mean, just
it's horrible.
despicable.
Yeah.
And she's okay.
And she's building a fan base. And that's what I start realizing. Like, I am going much slower than her. But you know what? I sleep so good at night.
Yeah.
Because my brain has always thought this for 23 years in comedy. I've come to this conclusion. Everybody you meet on your way to the top, you will meet on your way when you fall off.
Yeah.
You're going to pass them on your way down. What I've noticed about it is when you fall off, how quick those hands you were kind to are quick to catch you so you don't fall too far.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. The other shoe always drops, but I've always been picked up by people along the path that were like, hey, dust yourself off and let's go do this thing. So I just don't want to build a legacy in hatred and racism.
Yeah.
For me, that's never going to work. For her, dude, she's selling out shows. She's having a blast. She's doing well. And I'm like, hey, but if something goes horribly wrong, who's going to be there for you? And I guess some people don't care about that. I'll deal with that when that comes. But I'm like,
Yeah.
You and I've talked about
I
that.
don't want those people catching me on the way down.
No.
Yeah, man, the
Yeah,
people
no,
that-
me
Not her
neither.
specifically, but just people that
Yeah.
I don't have to be kind to everybody.
Which is what
Yeah.
I'm learning. Because, man, I'm to the point where there are some people who therapy taught me this. There are some people that, that truly are in your corner. And I told you the thing my brother said, and I shared it with you. And I said, it's the most important thing you can learn is know who wants something for you and who wants something from you.
Oh yeah.
Because those are two different people. It's two different. There's a lot of people that want stuff from you. I want to be in proximity to your success, to build my own success. I want to be in proximity to the doors you open so I can get my foot in there. And then there are the people that are like, bro, I want to see you blow the fuck up and be the largest thing. Well, what do you get from that? I get to see my friend be successful. Those are the people that want stuff for you. And
But
I'm
there's a
surrounded
huge
myself.
mix of both of those with a lot of people that you interact with in this community.
Yes.
That they want something for you, but they also want something from you too.
Yes.
Maybe that's not the number one thing.
There's
but
some people say, why not both? Yeah, like the Taco
Right.
Girl commercial. And it is,
Yeah.
but man,
For sure.
I've seen people where they got so many froms
Right.
around them. And I'm like, you now have a coke problem and can't sleep at night because you got so many I want something from you people that you're answering to. And that's scary, man.
Well, I think like if you conduct yourself, I think we both conduct ourselves pretty professionally. And obviously part of the business is getting help from other people that can help you.
Yeah.
I think if you're transparent about like, hey, can I jump on a show? Then that's, and then keeping that separate. It's the people that are, think they're slick and think that, that, usually it's like so obvious. Like you are like, there's people that want to even fucking look at me. And when I moved here, I was trying so hard for everyone to like me. And just people that were just assholes to me or just didn't even like, I'd be in a circle. They wouldn't even look at me. Like I would talk and they wouldn't look at me. And now these same people are being nice to me and like starting and I don't want anything. There's this dude that I was at a coffee shop and and it was like a douche that used a huge douchebag. Yeah. That like really just was a
went out his way to be a dick to you.
Yeah, I swear to God. But then he came up and to my table and I was working. And I'm like, hey, I'm working right now. I really can't talk to you. And he was like, oh, okay. And it felt so good. And and like people like fist bumping me that I don't like. I just don't fist bump them anymore. It's just like, I'm not doing it. It's so fucking retarded. Like I'm over it. It's
that's Cody's favorite thing about us going on the road and being this independent from everything. There were people that wouldn't book him for shows that now want access to this list of 14 states we play.
Right.
And they want access to that 14, and he's looking at them like, you didn't even know me.
Yeah.
You act like you didn't know me, that you couldn't book me on your shows, but now you want me to help you access 14 states that I went out and built myself, this circuit that I built. And he's looking at them like they're crazy. And I know all the names, so I'm sitting there like, you're not going to get help from this guy.
Right.
You got a better chance of getting Elon Musk to put you in that club than you got to get Cody to get you in that room.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, man.
Yeah, it is. But also I need to keep my ego in check. It's something I've been struggling with just as like taking things personally. Like my buddy yesterday didn't book me on a show that he runs, and it's his first show that he ran in Florida. I put him on every show. I ran like 3-4 shows in Florida.
Right.
And I'd throw him on every single show I could because I just believed in him. And then I found out that he had a show and I wasn't booked on it. And I was like all in my ego and I was like, dude, I've helped you so much and you're not throwing. And it was like, and then boy, like when it settled down, I'm like, I was wrong. I was completely in the wrong. And also like he explained like that when he was booking it, I was not in a good place. And that's
so real though, man.
Yeah. And so I just need to keep it in check for sure. I'm the AAs, the recovery meetings. I'm also going to sex and love addiction anonymous meetings, which have been great because getting clean, I've noticed how codependent I am. And
you and I had this talk about that one.
Yeah. And then like the love bombing and like jumping ahead in relationships and all this stuff that is just really, really.
Remember a couple of weeks ago when I said on the show that I was practicing celibacy?
Yeah.
This is why.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, dude, 7 kids.
I'm not
7 kids, 3 ex-wives. A lot of.
I'm not doing that. I can't.
I was doing insane shit.
I'm acting out a lot sexually, which is, I don't think it's healthy. But I am setting boundaries, and I'm not lying. The girls I'm hooking up with, I'm not like lying I'm not
baby,
saying
it's gonna
shit
be
I
you
don't
and me
mean.
forever. Yeah. Which was the worst for me? Can I tell you? Because when I did that, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest about who I am. Hey, I don't want to. This is what this is, and you're not the only person I'm seeing, and I don't want to lie to you. And if you don't want to see me, I get it. But here's what's happening. I told this lady that, and I just knew she's gonna tell me to kill myself, right? This girl was like, well, what day is mine? And I was like, Uncle Phil can
Hell
get
yeah.
some booty. Is what I realized at that moment. I was like, Uncle Phil should not be getting this kind of booty, but thank you. God bless Fresh Prince. But
Hell yeah.
it was just a weird thing that she just
Yeah.
adds, like, I'm telling her, you're not the only person I'm seeing, and you can't just drop by because they may be here. Like, it was like I heard myself saying it, and I was like, this is insane. You cannot say this to another human being. And when they replied back, well, what day is mine? And I was like,
Honesty is an aphrodisiac.
bro.
Because most people don't get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did have a girl tell me one time, you're too honest with me. And I was like, what? I just don't want to lie to you like every other man in your life. I'm trying to be open about it. And then it just got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm walking away from all this. I'm going to keep my pants on and just focus on being funny and comedy. And a lot of shit is getting done. And then I realized how much I was using sex and alcohol and drugs at one time to just not deal with emotions.
Yeah.
I used those as cushions and padding. And then after going to therapy, this Roderick is like, you want to be friends? My buddy Jason Boehme from Buffalo says, you are the only dude I know that goes in just putting everybody in the same friend zone. And I went, yeah. And I got a lot of great friends.
Yeah.
I'd rather everybody be in my friend zone.
Yeah.
Just like the minute I meet you, instead of me like, she's hot, I want to see her naked. There are some I do want to see naked out of curiosity. Just, those titties look huge. I want to see them. But I don't want to date you, and I don't want to have to lie to you to see them. I'm just like, my birthday's coming up, and if you feel like being nice, send those titties.
Send those titties to me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I want to see.
Wow, that's a good way to do it.
I really do. I've said that to people. I was like, I'm curious. I want to know what the areola and the nipple looks like.
Yeah.
We don't ever have to have sex.
Yeah,
ever.
dude. That's great. I mean, I'm trying to jerk off as much as possible lately.
Dude, that's the way to do it. Like, if I don't get this out, I'm gonna be a menace.
No, yeah, because like I will get like my last relationship. I really did. I don't know what's real, what's fake, but I really cared about her for sure.
Yeah.
But every time I think about her, I can't just sit in it. I'm reaching for a dating app or like I have like 2 or 3 girls right now that are in like oh god.
You got a rotation.
Yeah, and
You're running a basketball
and every
team, and you
time-
got a starter and a backup player.
She's got a bullpen.
Yeah, I gotta, and every time, like and I'm gonna have to face this eventually, but like right now, it's like every time I feel that empty feeling, I like grab my phone, and it's not healthy. Like
No.
what you're doing is like the responsible, smart thing. Wait till you're ready,
Yes.
and then feel your feelings.
But look, Jimmy, I didn't start there. So what you're doing right now is what I did. So I had, in fact, here's how bad it was. One of my friends, she said that she called it, you have a bullpen. But then one time she came up with the analogy. She said, you have a basketball team. And I said, what do you mean? She said, you have one that's your shooting guard, and she is the star of the team.
Wow.
She's the one that I noticed goes to all these events. She's the hot chick. She's the star. I said, but you also have a center. You can't have a good basketball team without a center. She's the one that has your back at all times. She's the one that's going to win you. She's not your star. She's not the one people see you with, but she's the one keeping your feet on the ground and getting those rebounds and keeping you going. And I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm a coach. I'm coaching a basketball team.
Yeah.
And she gave me that analogy. And then when I realized it, I joked with her. I said, yeah, they're going to have to retire my jersey. I'm one of the greatest in the game. But then when I got over myself,
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you are not a good person. It's what made me go on that apology tour where I went to a bunch of women and I was like, hey, when you met me, I was not the best version of myself. And I feel like there may have been times where I used you sexually to not deal with me.
Right.
And there were some women that were like, wow, that took a lot for you to say that. And then we talked about therapy and who I was and what I changed. And what's so funny is not one of those women has been evil to me or told me to go kill myself. They've all been very kind, and they were like, you're different. You've grown, Yeah, I mean, you know better, you do better, but it's crazy.
I like that basketball
it was
analogy,
I was running a basketball
and it
team.
explains why you're always hitting threes.
It's also why I
Took
made
me a
enough.
second.
I have enough children to start a team also. and alternates. Yeah, I was like, I
am I
was
to
not
do?
a good dude.
Yeah.
I was not a good person out there.
No, Yeah.
But now I'm in a position where I can tell other people, like, dude, that sexual addiction in comedy. And I'll say this now, and we said it on a patio to comics. Max and those guys are like, what does it take to do 20 years in comedy? And I said, master your weaknesses.
And
Figure out what you're weak to. And if it's women or drugs or alcohol, figure out how to get a hold of those, because those are the 3 things I've seen in more careers. Don't do coke. Number 1, you will get at least 15 years if you don't get addicted to coke in there. And you just stay doing the work. But women, oh my God, dude, I've seen so many dudes that are just like, I got to get some coochie. And it just becomes their number 1 driving force in life. And you're just like, dude, it's so much cheaper to go to therapy.
That ain't just comedy.
You're right. No,
Yeah.
that's
everywhere.
Yeah. And you're right. Cause even when I worked in the video game industry, when I worked in, when I worked around bands, when I do comedy, it's almost a thing universally. I would tell most men, these are the 3 things that are going to funk you up. And especially once you start climbing and your name gets a little bit known, or you get some more success, more doors open to you. You don't get less temptations. More temptations come through the doors that open.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things. You got to figure out those 3. Figure out my weaknesses and
Yeah,
learn how to
those
say
are
no.
the 2 monies and honeys. The 2 scary, the things
every
that'll
time.
fuck you.
Every time.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
And I got lucky in divorce. I'm a guy that does not pay alimony. I got 3 ex-wives and I don't pay alimony to any of them.
Pretty good.
I'm a unicorn of divorces. I literally hear this from comedians. You're a fucking unicorn. Most of us have an alimony payment to a wife or something. And I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
And I have 3 of them, but I also had great lawyers. But also, I was broke as shit. So what were they going to get? It's like, you want my whole life savings? Here's $5 in a Burger King coupon.
Right.
It's yours.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was also one of those things where
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's a good part about not having money.
Yeah, it was the best part about it. It was like,
Yeah.
I walked away from everything, not owing anybody anything. Also was just like, now I'm friends with most of these women. Like, I'm literally friends with most of my exes.
Wow.
There's only one I cannot tell you where she's at in America. When she told me to die, she meant it. She went into hiding. I cannot find her. I couldn't pay a detective to find her if I wanted to.
Wow.
She's the only one I want to apologize to, and I don't know where she's at.
Oh man, that's tough. I have trouble being friends with my most recent ex. She said she wanted to be friends. I just dated her for a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can be friend. I can't be friends, right?
Oh, no.
How do you?
I took a break from my second ex-wife for 10 years.
Yeah,
I didn't talk. I literally no words were said for almost 10 years.
yeah.
Just like, dude, I'm at the point now. I'm not going to laugh at her funeral. Still not we're not super close, but there was one point where I was like,
Yeah.
seriously, we were not friendly to each other.
Yeah.
It was a hate-filled divorce.
I think time heals.
Yeah, also time and then therapy. I realized I quit pointing at
Therapy
her and
helps.
saying, well, you did this wrong. And then I was like, what did you do wrong? And then,
Yeah. When you start looking at your role in things, and you realize that a lot of the resentments that you have, there's a big part that you play in them. And then when you face that, when I face those things, 1, it's like, ooh. And then 2, it's like, okay, these resentments are losing its oomph because I realize how much I had to do with them.
yeah. My PTSD did not help, and I didn't know I had it. So I think about the guy they were dealing with.
Yeah.
Fresh out of the combat war zones.
Right.
Crazy as hell.
Yeah.
Irrational as hell. And they were dealing with that. And there was no, he has PTSD. It was like, you'll get over it.
Mm-hmm.
There was no diagnosis. So I'm just going around being crazy. And it's like, he's a great father and he can be a wonderful husband sometimes.
Uh-huh.
And I was great to the kids. The kids never knew how crazy off I was. And I didn't even know I was crazy. And now it's kind of one of those things where I go, I could not have been easy to deal with. And then they were, we were all young. So you're young, you're stupid. You do shit you don't, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, it's hard because you don't want to let go. Like, even if you know a relationship is not right, it's so hard to let go.
Yes.
And then you don't let go. And then you go crazy. You go,
Yes.
The art of letting go. I think that's
Got to learn, master your weaknesses.
Yeah.
Learn to master them because they
Letting
will
go.
master you.
Yeah, letting go. Like, and it feels so good because you realize you can handle shit that you didn't think you can handle. Like, I hold on to things that aren't good for me because I don't think I can handle it. I didn't want to stop smoking. I didn't want to stop doing. I was doing a lot of psychedelics, and I didn't want to stop because I didn't think I could handle the uncomfortable 2 weeks, and it was a very uncomfortable. It was brutal. So depressed, feeling everything, and
Dude, you feel like the prettiest sunsets I saw were starting my sobriety, but also at the same time, it's like that sunset is so gorgeous.
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
love
crying, and it's like, God damn it, I feel
Dude, yeah,
everything.
dude,
I'm
it's
sad
great.
about why did Jessica love me at fourth grade? I was dealing with everything, dude. I was
Yeah,
like,
dude.
why am I even thinking about her? She probably dead. I don't
You're
know.
alive, you know. You're living and you're feeling things. And I know what's cool about being sad is that, like, I was sad the other night, and I'm like, I was driving home, like I had no business going to this birthday party. Like, literally no business. She didn't invite me. But I was there, and I was like, I shouldn't be here. And then I left, and I was sad. And I thought this in my head while I was walking. I'm like, I'm sad now, but I'm going to be happy tomorrow. And it's like, so like I just know life's, when life sucks, I know I can handle it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like excited because, being low means you're gonna.
It's just the weather, brother.
Yeah,
it's gonna
just the
change.
weather.
It's the weather. It's gonna change, man. It ain't gonna be rainy every day.
Not every day. No.
Yeah.
No.
Unless you're in Seattle and your life sucks.
But I feel like, yeah. Sorry. But I feel like you can manifest rain.
Oh yes.
You know?
Yes. Yeah, no, in rap, they always say this funny thing when I'm around them. They always say bar. When you say something deep like that, you drop 2 bars in this conversation. You drop some bar. That one right there, you can't manifest rain.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
a whole bar, brother.
Yeah. You invite it. You can't avoid some rain, but you can create some sunshine.
Yeah.
For especially other people,
Yeah,
not
dude.
every day is going to be your day.
No, and I think that's the thing, man. Also, I'm at a point now, I know, and it's weird because I was talking to one of my buddies about this recently, that I thought that when it comes to feeling our feelings, men, let's be honest, we're not taught that. Even right now, when we talk about men and their feelings, there are people that are our detractors to this show that are like, that's beta cuck talk. And I was like, feeling your feelings?
Mhm.
And they're just like, that's so weird. Why would you, that's beta cuck talk. Why do you want to feel your feelings? And I was like, oh, you mean be a well-rounded human being? Like,
Yeah.
fully, Jesus cried, right? Have you ever read that book?
Yeah.
He cried.
Jesus cried.
Yeah, he wept. And so he felt love, and he felt hatred. He felt bitterness. He felt it all. Why would I not feel all my feelings? And then it just is so weird because it's so easy for a guy. Like, if I feel anger, nobody questions that. But if I feel joy and giddiness, or I tell you, man, you see that field? I'm about to go frolic in that field. That's not gay. I need the exercise.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
beautiful field.
Yeah.
I
Now,
want to frolic.
if you're blowing a guy in that field, that's
That's gay.
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm frolicking to go blow this dude, gay.
Gay.
Very gay. But if I'm running through that field singing the hills are alive with the sound of music, leave me be.
That's still gay. But yeah.
But it's a different kind of gay.
Dude,
it's like,
it's a cool
that's
gay.
Broadway gay, and that's success.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong
that's
with that.
Broadway gay.
Yeah.
I like it.
When people that have seen my Kill Tony, they're gonna. I mean, there's some crazy shit I've talked about. So
You want to talk about it here?
I'll talk about the. I guess I didn't share what happened that night. Did I?
About Monday?
Did I share about that?
You kind
No,
of
did-
told
did
me
I
we
share
didn't
about
tell
the
him.
story about what happened with the gun on air?
No, you've never told that story.
I guess
here.
I'll just go into that because I didn't share it because I didn't want my parents to know about that. But now I've talked to them and they do know about it. And
Okay.
again, very freeing to just let them know. They want to know what's going on with me. But yeah, so I was I wasn't doing well. And oh my God, I watched the podcast with Joe Jacks and it made me sick. I looked fucking out of it. And I was doing like so I was like I was in a really bad place. And then I was dog sitting for someone. And,
yeah, what's our friend? Yeah.
Yeah. And I had, I found I had a lot of drugs, and I did I was doing lines of Adderall, and then I took I think about 6.5 grams of mushrooms.
That's what you told me.
Yeah,
somewhere
around there. And then there's little capsules, and I was smoking, and then I found a loaded gun, and I kind of was like obsessing about it. Like I hadn't touched it. Actually, I picked it up, but hadn't touched it, but I was circling it. And then I'd broken up with my girlfriend earlier in the day. And then I was
the day
like,
you were there, that was the day you broke up with her?
yeah, this was the morning of.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
So
okay.
I broke up with her just impulsively because she wanted me to get help.
I remember what that was about. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then I had messaged her. It was like, I've done this many times where I've broken up with someone and been like, oh, I should have taken a nap or, or something first. And then I was like, hey, it might have been a day after, but anyway, I was like, hey, I want you to know what page I'm on right now. And it's, and I regret breaking up with you. And then she sent a novel about, about how, not a novel, it's short, but anyway, about like, she doesn't want to get back together. She takes breakups really seriously. And then I was like, oh no. And like, there was this pit in my stomach and I started sobbing about that. And then
you're about to spiral now.
And then I started spiraling. And then that's when I picked up the gun. And this is, I'm tripping. It's nuts. And I picked up the gun, and I only said that what I lied to Justin, and because I had the gun to my head, and I just said I was holding it, but
you told me something crazy, and I don't know if you remember this, but you told me I took a phone call, and I had the gun in my hand. So I'm on the phone call holding the gun, and it's at my head while I'm on the phone call.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And I had to go figure it out. I had to go make my hand into a gun, pick my phone up, and then realize, oh, you could totally do that. Gun's pointed at your temple the whole time you're on this phone call.
Yeah.
So I had to figure it out, but you told me that, and I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I talked to my buddy Joe, and then I called Justin. I should have called you. I don't know why.
I think I was in Alabama on the road. I wasn't in town, but it was. You could have called me because I was wide awake.
I knew I wanted someone to take the gun. I didn't want to die, but I didn't want to live either. And I was in this place.
I've been there.
Yeah, yeah. It was just depression, and it was like and it was like so then. Is it okay if I talk about? So yeah, so Justin came over. He took a while. I didn't want to tell him where I was, and I eventually did. And he came over and took the gun, and then I was just sobbing. I was out on the porch just sobbing, and Justin was just there, and just there while I was just sobbing. And I had just had enough. I knew I had enough, and I knew I needed help. And then I went back to Justin then, and I just hung out there, and Rebecca made this chicken noodle soup, and I got so much love from both of them, so much love.
The chicken noodle soup is the best at any time.
Oh, it was great.
So
Really good soup.
Really good.
and I felt ashamed. I'm like, this is happening because I didn't deal with my shit, and like I'm inconveniencing everyone because I didn't deal with my shit. And so like now I really want to take control, and a lot of taking control now is going to involve letting go, which is letting go of me trying to run the show all the time, me trying to control what other people do or how what other people think, and focus on letting go and focusing on the things I can control.
Yeah.
And
Let
being
go of
at
the shame
peace.
too.
Yeah.
Let go of the shame. Yeah, for sure. I was just a sick person, but when I'm sick, I think that I'm a bad person. So like in my head, I'm just this terrible person.
That.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know, I'm just sick. I'm just fucking all fucked up. And so that had to change. I had to be like, okay, because if I'm a bad person, that's bad news. If I'm a
Yeah.
sick person, I can get better.
Sick can get better.
Yeah,
Bad
yeah.
rarely does.
No, but I don't, and so the next day, I went to an AA meeting the next day.
Good.
And the day after that, I went to a slaw meeting.
Did you?
Which
The sex, love, addiction.
Yeah, and then so I've been going to both for the last 3 weeks. I have a sponsor in both, and I'm just like really like I know that the core of my drinking is there's a correlation with my depression and my addiction, and I'm literally, if there's anything that could be, I can get addicted to it. I'm addicted to it. Anything to keep me out of the present,
Mm-hmm.
And so just meetings every day. And then I got a therapist. I paid $150 out of pocket, and I couldn't do that, so I got another therapist, and it's $50.
Okay, yeah.
And he's good, and he focuses on like trauma, PTSD, and addiction, which is like perfect.
All the things, yeah.
Yeah. Started exercise. I'm really going hard, and I quit my job.
We talked about this
I
at
quit my
the
job
meal.
at Whole Foods. I called my boss disgusting, in a very respectful way.
Yeah.
But
You
it
were
was
like, fuck this whole place and burn it down.
yeah. I don't want to blow anyone's spot up, but like I talked to another because she was like a manager that was just nasty to everyone and just a toxic person. And I asked her she yelled at me, and I said, hey, I just want to let you know, when you yelled at me the other day, it really hurt my feelings, and I don't think that was professional, and it's just really upsetting. I want to let you know that, because I knew I was about to quit.
Right.
So I just wanted to let her know, and I was like proud of myself because I was like, wow, I said that in a very respectable way. I didn't say anything. It was pretty cool. And she goes, I didn't yell at you. And then I was like,
you're not about to gaslight me either.
yeah. And then I was like, well, you did yell at me, and the fact that you can't take accountability for your actions is truly disgusting. You're disgusting. And so so much for
First of all, I'm so fucking proud of you.
First of all, it felt really good, and everyone, it was in the kitchen, and she's particularly nasty to people in the kitchen. Just like, I mean, people quit because of her, and it's like, it's hard working in a kitchen, and she's just incredibly nasty. So I said it right there in front of like 5 or 6 of the chefs, and they all afterwards they're slapping me, giving me high fives.
They've been wanting to say what you did.
I was
for
on
a
their
while.
shoulders, or throwing me up, or singing.
Jimmy.
I mean, I really did. I felt like I just hit like a grand slam in the bottom of the 10th. They were like, fuck. So, but anyway, and then I went in and I talked to the GM, and I told him that I'm making enough money doing comedy now, where I don't need a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably get a part-time job soon, but right now I have enough money to spend like 2 or 3 weeks going to meetings every day,
Yes.
writing. I'm going to radio and just writing nonsense. I'm like it's so exciting. I'm so happy. I'm happy for
Yes.
the first time in like so long. Like I'm giving really all it is giving yourself a chance to be happy.
Yes.
Like giving yourself a chance. Every day is not going to be happy. There's going to be some garbage days, but like putting yourself in a position where you wake up and you have a tough morning and you turn that into, part of your day instead of just letting it bleed in, just constantly giving myself chances to feel good and feel connected to other people. And AA is helping me with that.
I think it was weird last week. We were both, because we are notorious, go in our house and close out the outside world people. And the last week I kept like, okay, I'm going to go be social. And I kept being social, and I'd run into Jimmy. I said, we're both out tonight? Okay, we're really both acting up, man.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Although Saturday, when was it? I stayed out to 3 in the morning.
But
Thursday,
I mean,
we've been having some weird nights. This week.
I'm trying to stay out late as late as possible. I'm trying to go home when I get tired. Like, because like I'll just go to, like last night I was at Epoch Coffee because my buddy Jake was there editing.
Oh, okay.
And so he's like, hey, I'm going to be here all night if you want to come by. And I just went and I wrote until maybe 2 o'clock in the morning and like just being productive. And then also seeing Jake, because Jake, and I think you both know Jake's like a crazy good editor. And he's editing this thing where Nick, I can't think of his name. It's just, I'm blanking on it. But anyway, it's this sketch where he's going through history. So he's putting him through the Alamo and then the JFK assassination where he has him running on the thing and saving him. It's crazy what Jake can do.
Oh, wow.
And then he's fighting Andrew Tate on an airplane. And because he's like going through time, so he's just on an airplane, and then it just shows the footage of them going into the World Trade Center, and then him jumping out of a parachute and just floating down, and we were just laughing our asses off. It was
I can't wait to see this.
It's amazing. This dude, Jake, is just. It blows my mind how fucking. How good he is at editing. But anyway, it's like I could have went home, right? Because I had done a show and I was done, and then I could have went home. But instead I went to Epoch and
Dude,
it was great.
Good.
Yeah.
I need to be like that.
So
man,
you'll have trouble once you get to your house, you have trouble getting out if you don't have a show or
yeah, man. I'm cause
You live far though.
I do.
You
I
do.
live up in Round Rock, so
Yeah.
it's not. Some nights that's 30-40 minutes to get back up north. It wasn't always that way post-pandemic. Insert Austin hate here.
I'm part of the problem.
But yeah, it was one of those things where it's like a lot of times, it's also that the video game industry made me kind of a hermit.
Right.
Because it's so easy to go in a house and sit in front of a computer. And I built this a monstrous workstation, so it's like all these screens are comforting me and warmth and all my toys are here, and I can put on pajamas and I literally can go in my room and disappear. My family knows it. Like my daughters don't find me. My grandkid has to come stay over there with me in order for me to be.
Wow.
Oh, I'm out. And so I've been really pushing myself to stay out. Like even tonight, traffic's gonna suck. 35 is as torn up as 35 is. It's the worst it's ever been in 20 years. So I'm at a point tonight where I'm thinking I'm probably going to hang out again downtown.
Yeah.
Not signing up for the mic again. Okay, I'm not signing up for the mic.
You never have to sign up for that mic ever again.
Yeah, I know, but it's that weird feeling where it's like I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna hang out, and walk
you
around.
can do cruise show tonight.
You think?
Yes, you are passed to the mothership.
Yeah, I guess I could say, can I drop in there and do 5?
No, we just go and we talk to the host and all the door guys go first, and then after that, people that are passed can just go up.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
So if you want to, that's what I do every Monday.
I may have to do that because here's what's happening. Last night, one of my buddies that's a YouTuber, Pixelation, was in town, and I hung out with him. And then we hung out all day, and then I didn't get to go to Dulce Mac's party Saturday night. I ended up sending her a text like, "What's your Venmo?" And my granddaughter really did come over. And I was just kind of like, I haven't seen this kid in a while. And she is just telling me her whole life story. Like everything that's going on this week at school and what she's learning. And I'm like, I probably need to stay home with her and hear these stories.
Aww.
And so I don't say, what's your Venmo? I can't make it. And I found this bouquet of flowers. It was orange and yellow and red. It was all of her favorite colors. And I couldn't go get it and bring it to her. So I just like sent her $30. Went, drinks on me. You're my favorite kid. You're my favorite because you're not a problem this week. And then Sunday, literally had to go be dad. I was out with Neil eating Peruvian food that afternoon. My daughter sends me a text about 3:30 and says, here's the situation. I need you to come be dad. Shit's going south. And so then I had to be like, okay. Like it went so south. I had to be there with the police when they showed up. It went south. And then it was like, and it was my favorite thing about comedy at this point in my life was things were going bad for her. I was called. I showed up. And then when the smoke cleared, I was like, well, your grandmother's going to get you a hotel room. Let's go ahead and go over here to Target. Let's get you some outfits for the next couple of days. Let's get some waters. Let's get some sodas. Let's get, hey, you need chargers. Do you have phone chargers? You need chargers for my granddaughter's tablet. Like I just throwing money. And I'm like, and they're like, is this going to hurt you? And I'm like, quiet peasants. Okay. Daddy got back up. So I got to step in and be dad where it's like, just get it. I can write the check. And then went to bed last night early and I was kind of like, oh, that felt good. And then I went and had lunch with Cody Myers and Neil Rubenstein today before the show. And then it was just kind of like, oh, there are people in my phone now that I used to look up to. These were my heroes in comedy. And now I'm having lunch with these people on the regular and hanging out with them on the regular. And it's just kind of like, oh, yeah, this is the success I've always wanted. I can take care of my family when the shit hits the fan. And just go, I got a plan if you need it. Just call me if you need me. And then that hit me like, oh, also I'm going out. I should treat myself more and be more social. I got so much energy last week from just hanging out multiple times with people and just vibing.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, dude, we're not. Hell, I ran into you one night and I said, do you have a show tonight? You went, no. You? And I went, no, I'm just hanging out. I'm just glad to see you here. And Jimmy and I sat on the patio at the creek just chilling one night. We just talked. It's just like, what are you going to go get into? I think I'm going to go meet a friend of mine and go goof with them. Like, so it was so weird. Like we do this show and y'all think we hang out all the time. Jimmy and I do not get to hang out as much as you think we do. We're so busy.
We're busy.
Yeah. But when I run into him, it's like, it's my baby boy. I'm hanging out.
Yeah,
I'm taking time off.
It's always happy. It's always great seeing you.
I do, man. I love seeing you out in town, man. Plus, I love seeing you get the wins, man. We spend a lot of time. Most of my conversations with you are real, legitimate shit. Like rarely have I ever had a fluff conversation with you where it wasn't about something. They're funny, but they're never fluff.
Yeah.
There's usually like, oh, there's some meat on the bone in that conversation. And we got into the weeds on something. And I love that, man, because I need those friends, man.
Me too.
Justin, same with you, man. Justin and I've come in, watch Justin have crazy conversations with like Bach and Aaron Cheatham. Those are the most insane conversations, and I love just being the fly on the wall. It's like, I like being the one black dude that's not saying something crazy right now, just getting to enjoy Justin dealing with these two idiots.
Show on for you.
Yeah, dude, it's such a show. And then like even Friday, I did Chris Chan's Secret Level.
Oh yeah.
So we were over at the Alamo Draft House Mueller. Then I was like, everybody was leaving. I was like, where you guys going? They were like, we're going over to East Austin. Well, okay, I have nothing going on. Let me go there. So I went to East Austin. And then it closes. And then I run into, while we're there, Dylan Madunka and Brendan LeGrand show up. And they're like, you want to come around the corner to Mama Dearest with us? And like Joe Begley, Tone Bell, Bach, Aaron, everybody's there. And I was just like, let's go. And then we get to talking. And they're like, what have you been doing at the house? I said, I've been playing a lot of video games, kind of staying in the house. Well, what are you playing? Oh, I'm playing Marvel Rivals. And turns out
Everyone's playing.
all of them are playing. And then we're all swapping out. You want to be our healer? And I was like, last night they were hitting me up as I was going to bed. And I was like, hey, Brandon sent me a message. You playing? And I was so tired. I said, I've been dead for the last 5. I just went to bed.
Yeah.
Brandon, I'm sorry, bro. I did not reply. I was just like, I'll catch you tomorrow. I was gone.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I said, oh, now I'm playing a group with dudes that get this crazy lifestyle
With
that we
comics.
lead. Other comics. And so then it's going to be kind of like, even when I'm in the room sheltering, I'm not really sheltering anymore. I'm going to hang out with my coworkers in different settings. But that was my thing, is to quit closing myself off.
Yeah.
Because those hours alone are never good hours. That's where all the crazy starts talking to you in your own brain.
Yeah, and if you're not, it's like it'd be a different story if I could be productive at home. But
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not productive at home, and then
I'm productive for short bursts at home.
yeah, for little
That's
bits.
me,
But
yeah.
then it's too much time alone, and then you think too much, and then you get into trouble.
Yeah. The hardest for me is with my insomnia sometimes, and it's not as bad as it used to be, but between midnight and 4 a.m., when you're wide awake in the quiet of the night and nobody's up, that's not a good time to lay there in the dark and just let your brain wander. So I have to get up. That's why my computer sits in my bedroom. I get up and I go work. I'll just like, well, you're not going to sleep. Go over here, and then I'll build out budgets, and I'll just like, hey, I'm using these hours to do something. And the more I start building budgets out in like Excel, oh my God, amazing how that's like, I hate this. This is so boring. And now I'm tired and
It's
I'm going to
funny
sleep.
how your body will be like, I'm bailing on this.
Yeah, my brain's like, oh, he's going to work? Oh, this sucks. I want him
Later.
to be sad.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd rather go to sleep than work.
Yeah. I love Nick Griffin has this joke where he goes, suicide is he goes, sleep is like temporary suicide. It's like, and it's so funny because it really is kind of like, I give up.
I'm microdosing death.
Yeah. This is a little
bit to get me through the day.
Yeah. He's like, it's not good when your favorite thing to do is not be awake.
Yeah, he's not wrong, dude. He's not wrong.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah, dude, he's not wrong. Man, that's when I know when I can't stay awake and I'm just like sleepy. The first thing I have to go is, have you been working that hard, or are you really just? Is this a
Or am I
depressive episode
depressed?
posing
Yeah.
to sleepiness?
That's what he said. The other part of the joke is, you ever wake up refreshed and then you still go back to bed? That's called depression.
Yeah. You slept 12 hours and I'm still sleepy. You're depressed, right?
You're tired. Yeah,
You're a sad boy. Figure out what made you sad. Let's deal with that thing, man. But I did, dude. There's some weeks I've done that, man, where I told you about the time I came back from a tour, and it was weird. I came back from tour and I had a lot of money in a backpack because I couldn't deposit it the whole run. And then I came back and I got, I got $38,000 from my dad's inheritance from him passing. And so there was $38,000 check plus all these thousands of dollars that I made on tour. And I was like, well, I'm going to pay off every credit card and I'm going to buy myself some toys and I'm going to buy a lot of video games. And I never told anybody I came home. So I was playing this game called Elden Ring and I dropped 300 hours into this game and I killed every boss in the game. And my buddies for a month were like, hey, man, how's the road? And I was like, so lonely out here. So sad. I was like, it's fun, but it's just so lonely. And all my friends were like, well, man, can't wait till you come back. Tell us, when you get here, we can go to lunch. I went, yeah, sure, I'll let you know. For a month and a half, maybe.
That's not good.
Maybe 30, 45 days in my own house. I never left outside of Round Rock.
Oh, my God.
I never came downtown for that whole month and a half for 30, 45 days.
But was it enjoyable? Or was it-
He had so much fun.
Okay.
I would take my mom, hey, Mom, you want to go to lunch? I took my mom to lunch. I took my brother to the movies. I had a blast. I hung out with my granddaughter, but I would play video games in my house I had bought so many pajamas. I just basically get up, shower, put on a new pair of pajamas to stay in the house. And all my friends kept checking on me like, where are you at tonight? I said, I don't even know the name of this place. All of them are running in together. I lied the whole time. And then when it came out, like after I did it, I told my friends, I remember when y'all thought I was on tour. Yeah, I said, yeah. And they kept thinking, how is he playing Elden Ring so much? Does he take breaks just to go on stage? And I was like, I bought a Steam Deck. And they went, oh, so you could play it in the club while you're waiting to go on stage? And I went, I could. I wasn't. I was at home.
It's like a portable?
Yeah, it's a portable gaming PC.
Wow.
It has my whole Steam account on it.
That's crazy. So,
yeah, I bought all kinds of toys.
Oh, man. Yeah. Shit. I love video games when I can get into them, but I can't get into them because I just I can't turn my brain off like that. I'm always like, I should be doing something. I should be.
Yes.
And I do unproductive things. Like I'll jerk off for like an hour and a half sometimes. And I not
don't
once
have that kind
life.
of penis, man, anymore.
Oh no, yeah, no, it's bad. It's,
in my 50s, yeah, I wish my penis would be like, you want to kill an hour and a half with me? And I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Do you even want? You'll be raw, and we won't do anything this week. We'll be in pain.
Well,
Stop.
I go into this whole journey, and I go into different videos that I'm into, and then
we've had that.
I take my time. I have a half time, or I'll eat a banana and hydrate.
Oh, you put potassium in the middle of it?
Potassium, okay. Yeah, and then I'll shower, afterwards.
Jimmy, you really are taking self-care to another level with this. It's a self-care session for you. That's not masturbation. That's self-care.
Self-care, yeah.
I told you one time I was so bored, and I remember when this happened. I was on adult site XNXX, and I went all the way to page 200.
Oh my God.
And I started working back.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what's back here? And I was just like, let's see
I
what's
love
here.
going to the end. You see some weird stuff.
I was just like, what is back here? And I started working forward. And I did not even masturbate. I was just sitting here reading titles, and then I'd go, let me click on this one. And then I'm reading the actress name, the actor's name. Then I started reading the comments, and I'm laughing at the comments. And then I'm going back, well, what production company made it? Now I'm just basically making rabbit holes on a porn site for me to go down.
Yeah, there's
and then
so
I'm
much.
clicking like, well, let me find out what other things they produce. Oh my God, that is a great Harley Quinn cosplay. And now it's like, who else is doing Harley Quinn porn? It was the weirdest thing. And then when everybody called me like, hey, what did you do? And I was like, just researched a lot of stuff. And I was like, I can't believe I did that.
It's a lot of research, and you really get to know
2 or 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
And they did not masturbate. I was just on this weird journey
really?
where I did not jerk off one time. I forgot to jerk off. I was so deep in the rabbit hole. Like, oh my God, why is she not bigger than this? She's doing such great work on her cosplays. What?
That's so funny.
I became everything else but jerking off. Like, how do I champion her? Does she not have let me go see if she's got an Instagram. And then I'm just,
wow.
I was off on these tangent journeys, and it was like, and then like, one of my best friends called me. He said, what were you doing? And I told him, and he's like, did you even jerk off? And I went, oh shit, no, I didn't. That's what I realized. Yeah. No.
Well, I'll fall asleep.
I'm just saying that.
Oh, it's time.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I lost so much time. Yeah.
We got lost.
Yeah, we
lost
did.
in the weeds.
Dude,
there.
I want to thank you for this because we have not. The first episode, we sat down and we talked, and we knew from that first episode, like, oh, I want to do a show with this guy, and we're going to talk about mental health. And then we did it. We did the thing that we wanted to set out to do. And I know sometimes on this show, if you watch it, it's hard for me personally. Sometimes we have very emotional episodes, and they're very stressful mentally. And I have to go sit with it after the show. And one of the things that I've figured out in our journey has been every now and then, I like the weird episodes that happen where, like, JJ Lieberman was unhinged, but we needed that because we just did Drew. And that was pretty sick. Joe Jacks was kind of serious, and I enjoyed the shit out of that conversation.
Yeah, Joe's the best.
But also, people don't realize that, like, y'all hear this story about what Jimmy went through, but we were dealing with that behind the scenes. There was stuff we didn't always talk about because there's stuff we talked about on the show, and we were like, we better edit that out.
Yeah, no, I was struggling for a long time. Like I was, you know, I was going be on these episodes, and I wasn't able to focus. I wasn't, you know, I was always high, and
Well, I think the one that
you
got
could
me,
see it if you look back. I'm fucked up.
the Drew Nickens episode
It's-
was the one that got me.
You seen it, yeah?
Yeah, Drew
Dude,
Nickens was where
just fucking like it was hard to edit.
clips out of it.
Yeah, I mean, with the Joe Jacks episode, that was right before everything happened, and I mean, I was just I was talking like that. It was fucking cringe, man. It was rough.
You remember on one of those episodes, I sat here and I looked at you. I didn't sit there. Joe sat there and I watched you from here. And I remember on the Drew Nickens episode stood out to me because my friend Jill sent me a message and said, "Tell Jimmy I love him. I wish I could hug him. He's hurting." And I say, I'm glad you picked up on that too, because I remember in that episode, it's the one where I tell you, I will end this shit. There won't be, I'm going to take a couple weeks off and get a guest host. Pain management will fucking end if you're not here, because we're pain management.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
And I was like, I won't do it with somebody else. I knew that, and I kind of picked up like, Jimmy's not in a good place. You and I've talked about how do you think Jimmy's feeling, and so we were really it's a team effort. We're not faking the love.
Yeah.
We really truly care for each other on this show.
I feel that love. Yeah.
Yeah. And we that ain't something we do for the camera. This is like, no, this is my boy. I'm fighting to keep this fool alive. We both got shit to do. And so
Yeah.
it was a rough part. December, January were not easy. And we were both going through shit too. Like, I think even you had to take off to go see one of your boys, and I hope that went well. So yeah, we were all like, bro, we were getting our asses kicked behind the
I
scene.
was just falling apart, like in a way that I never have before.
I remember
and
telling you,
it
if you don't
started
come to my house for Christmas, you can either go home for Christmas or you're staying at my house for Christmas.
No, it started from like around the end of November, and then it just December and January was just
Brutal.
Yeah, I mean, it got, I guess it just kept getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, just completely out of my mind. I mean, in therapy, I'm diving into it, and just the moments that I had, so many dangerous moments. Like the only reason I'm alive is because I'm.
Dude, you are so blessed.
lucky.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
There have been like edge of your seats where weeks. And you know, like I
Fucking
tell you, I
crazy.
have friends that I've done this with for, you know, this business where it'd be like, they weren't the ones, they didn't leave me when they were in the threshold. It was when the success is coming. And all of a sudden doors are opening, and all of a sudden they're like, yeah, he killed himself in a hotel room. What do you mean? He took a whole bottle of this and all. So yeah, there were weeks where I'd be like, even when you would tell me stuff like, hey man, I just did this, and I'd be like, I'm happy for you. And now I got to go call a prayer group to pray over you for a whole week. Oh my God, what is that going to do to him?
Yeah,
so, yeah, it was
I put
rough.
my friends through hell. Like I really feel terrible because you know, both of
Don't,
you,
because we're your boys. That's what we're here for.
and then like Jake and Christoph and Joe and Anthony, all my friends, and you know, and Jolly and everyone.
That whole crew is amazing. First of all, yeah.
Well, they just have so much love, and then also they know that I'm fucked up, but they love me anyway. And it's to have that. I've never had that kind of unconditional love really until I moved to Austin. I mean, I felt it in Orlando for sure, but Austin, just like how these friendships came together, and it
amplified, bro.
I'm
This scene
so
will amplify
incredibly
you.
blessed, like insanely blessed. There's no, as long as I focus on how blessed I am, I'm fine, because I can think about that all day. There's no time to think about what I don't have or what's wrong.
Bro, that's my meditation, man, is where I meditate on the blessings, because dude, it's crazy. Like, it's so rare to tell people, yeah, I've been doing this for 23 years.
Yeah.
And I'm, as what did Max say, you're 20 years to be an overnight sensation. He always says that to me, and I crack up. I was like, he's not wrong. But it is one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'm extremely blessed, and if I focus on those things, I don't have time to look at, oh well, so and so doesn't like me, I don't work here, I don't work. Look at all these states you work in. Shut up. So yeah,
like right now I gotta really try hard to find shit that's, you know.
Yeah, I
is
got to
someone
find something to
else,
complain about this week. Yeah,
I gotta
no.
really dig deep if I'm gonna fucking try to.
I'm so happy to hear that for you,
But
bro.
yeah. So anyway, yeah. So the great episode. I really love the one-on-one. I feel like we have such good chemistry. I
Yeah.
mean, this was just effortless.
Yeah, we always
and we
do.
really get deep. So like, this is great. And I don't know, you know, well, I love having guests on too. And it's
I do
important,
too.
Yeah, but
And
this
we
is
got
really
some
good.
guests that are lining up to be on this show, and we're going to
Some
bring them
great
to you.
guests, yeah. And yeah, there's a couple folks that I'm excited about that I'm working on.
How about this? In 6 months, let's see where we are. And if we're still sitting on these sofas bringing y'all hot guests, let's come back and meet again.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like a winner.
Less than 6 months.
Yeah.
You say less than 6? Okay, my boy said we're less than 6. Let's meet
Yeah.
again
Do you
and
like
hang out.
did you like the one-on-one? Yeah, I think is.
This should be a regular thing, either a season cap or a regular.
I would love
Yeah.
if we cap off our seasons with this
Oh, me too.
and just go back through the episodes and what we learned from each one, because that'd be cool.
Fuck yeah.
All
Hell
right.
yeah.
Well, I guess we're about to get out of here. We've talked today, and I hope you enjoyed I hope you learned something from it. Because our idea was if we talk about the suicide and the crazy things that we normalize it, and you realize you're not alone.
You're not alone, yeah.
So hopefully you learned something. And if you see us, reach out to us, pain management podcast@gmail.com. I think it's the email.
Yeah, and then on Instagram too, you can message us. There's a good chance I'm gonna need someone to talk to in the moment. So not only would you be helping yourself, you'd also be helping us.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
say
hit us
hello.
up.
If
Pain
just
Management
say hi.
Podcast at Instagram.
Yeah.
And then you can follow our regular pages. We always have those on there.
Fuck yeah.
We're always on them. Trust me. I'm on them at weird hours. If you're up at 2:00 in the morning having a bad time, reach out to Coach Silky. I'm there.
He's there.
All right. You guys take care. Love you. Miss your faces. Bye.
Love you.